Well, hello folks. I have breaking news in the world. I'm gonna illuminate it. It's like I'm illuminating the road in front of me. Well, the thing is, see, I've learned something. You know, I was vegetarian and vegan for a while, and it was screwing me all up. You know what I mean? Well, if you don't, I mean like black teeth, tremors, joint pain, depression, paranoia, throat tumors, lack of sex drive, and all kinds of other terrible things. And then I ate meat and started doing that for a while, and I mean like all kinds of meat, like only meat. And now like that stuff's gone away. But you see, evidently I didn't learn my spiritual lesson or something well enough, because, you know, even though I saved my own life, I'm going to be turned into a cow or a pig on the next one. So I didn't really save anything. No, see, I'm thinking too temporal. I should learn that I don't need anything. I don't need to feed myself with dead carcasses of animals or something like that. I can gaze into the sun. I can pull in the energy, because I'm a divine person. You know? When I eat my alfalfa sprouts, I'm breaking through this matrix. I'm wiggling my way up, and then I'm becoming lions. You know? It's like Jack and the beanstalk. He didn't just climb the beanstalk. It wasn't a beanstalk for no reason. He was eating the beans when he's going up it. He's eating every single one of them on every leaf. Granted, you know, they're pretty big leaves, so it's not like every 2 seconds like you might imagine. But either way, he got mighty full by the time he got to the top. You know what he did at the very top? Big old fart. All the way up to the firmament, you know. And then he crashed through it. And now he can be up there, and he can tell with his head poking through. Hey God, you know, when you're down here and there's all kinds of animals eating each other and stuff, I think you messed up, and you better listen to me. You see, I'm a big person. I climbed up this big Tower of Babel, you know. I resurrected Nebuchadnezzar, and now I'm up here talking to you, God. I made my tower, and you better listen. This is horrendous down there. There's everything eating everything. And I know people who are rebelling against that. You know, so you better watch out for their souls. You see, because there's weird people down there, like this guy I was talking to. See, he said eating all meat saved his life. Well, I know the only way that could happen is if you went down there and you changed his gut magically, you know, made it so that he could digest meat. And the plants weren't good for him. And, see, I don't really agree with that. You see, he's starting to get a bit intimidated now because he's face to face. And, you know, so I was just thinking maybe you could do that for us, because we're on the right side of things. You know what I mean? We have the moral high ground. We're all about not killing things. I mean, lovey and dovey, and spiritual growth. You know, so I don't really know what happened with that story. Personally, I think his head's still stuck. He didn't get all the way into heaven. And now he's just shooting down, you know, pissing on a bunch of people. And then, you know, the cult, or the vegans, see, they go into their synagogue. And I'm not sure if it's before or after they take the psychedelic mushrooms, you know. But they hold up their chalice, you know, up to the stars through the open windows on the top of the roof. And then the piss from the vegan piss king up in the sky falls down into the chalice. And then they take of that urine, and it's consecrated. And they say, we'll do no harm. We can exist with just ourselves. In fact, God didn't help us, so maybe we can exist without Him too. They don't really say that. But one could well imagine. Well, anyway, they share the drink, you know. And then they commence with a feast of lentils and broccoli and cucumbers and tomatoes, a bunch of sweet potatoes. And then the alchemical process starts kicking in, and they're drinking their water, they're drinking their kombucha. The transformation, the philosopher's stone is actualized inside their body. Yes, they take all this food and they turn it into a whole lot of shit and piss. And that's the climax of that journey. Then if the brains are so deprived because that food doesn't really satiate you, then they start with all the drugs, you know, to make up for the lack of dopamine and other factors like serotonin that, you know, are naturally increased when you just eat food that's good for your brain, like saturated cholesterol or actual animal brains or liver or something, you know. Well, what can I say? I hope their church does good, but I don't particularly like the type of faith that condemns other people for what they do and that tries to lobby and affect society as a whole for their particular interests. I mean, that doesn't sound like any other type of groups we know that if you know anything you may not like so well. Anyway, I don't like the basic form of that. And I don't like some weird type of voodoo spell saying that because I eat pigs or cows or something, that my soul is going to be, you know, transformed by the spirit of the great piss lord into a cow's soul or a pig's soul. I don't know what type of forces these people are drawing on, the gods. You know, they say nature, but by nature they mean like Frankenstein vegetables and things that have been changed 20 times more sweet and way less what they call phytonutrients or natural pesticides. Take your pick. You know, it's your attitude. The glass is half full or half empty, ain't it? Well, I don't see nature like that. So I just don't know. You know, you're talking about something, but it's self-defeating and ends up being the other thing. And then you become a smoothie addict. And it happens. You don't care about nothing. Your God is the blender. And your God is the porcelain toilet. You have to donate something to 2 times a day, if not more. It's a weird religion. And it's not very welcoming to people who have different evidence. So, I don't know the exact nature of this universe. I don't know if this was some abortion, this was some mistake, this was some false creator God making things all wicked, or what if it's really the real God and we just mistake everything because our perception is so twisted and we don't understand. You know, is eating something horrific, or do these things not really have consciousness? Do they check out? And is it just a bioaccumulation of the very creative processes of life? That is it a type of bioorganic siphon, or, you know, something that makes something greater from the sum of its parts? I don't know, because I can't say I can pick apart every part of reality and understand it, but I can pick apart parts of it and go from there. So it's just a weird thing. But I guess that's all I gotta say about the vegan priests. There's stars up there just dangling and shitting everywhere. You know, their communications to God and this weird idea of nature. I ain't never been on a hike and see cucumbers. Tell me if you have, or if you do. Well, take care. And I hope that you actually can find some spiritual growth. For me, I feel a lot closer to the Creator because I feel humble for one. Humbled by my design. That I have to pay attention to what I am in order to get anywhere. I'm not above that, the biomechanical framework that I happen to inhabit. The other thing is, I feel like I'm being obedient. Because maybe I don't understand what my Heavenly Father made down here. But I hope to one day. And in my current state of ignorance, I'm going to be obedient to the things I can verify that are tested, that are repeatable. Well, thank you for listening, and I hope you have yourself a good evening. Bye.